Hey guys, just recording this message, right? My thoughts on fitness at old age. See, this is a key concept which I grappled with, and concept is how do you have the mindset of progression while you are regressing. So let me say this right. If you're a lifter, you do certain lifts, and when you're young, right, when you're 25, 30 years old, if you can lift, let's say 30 kilos, then over time you can lift 35, 40, 45. This is how you measure progression, you see. But when you are older, when you cross 50, 55, I'm 55, right? So if you cross 55 and 60 and so on, so your body gets weaker, right? So you can't really do the same weight. So let's say you're able to do 50 kilos of some lift. So how do you progress while reducing this, This is a key conceptual and philosophical challenge, because the mind and our training in younger days doesn't prepare us for this. How do you reduce it, If you've never done it before, you never lifted before, then you start at much lower weight, and you can start at 10 kilos and you try, and then 20 and 30. But the thing is, if you are already training, then how do you reduce it, that's the key thing, because I'm actually designing for myself a fitness regime, and this is a long-term plan, and I believe this is something I cannot start much later. This is like, for example, running is an example, right? So I used to run every week 5K, easy peasy. The only question is, what's my timing? And I'm not a great runner, but I can do 30 minutes. And always see, can I do 28? Can I do 27? And things like that. But the thing is, if I stopped running actually for a couple of years, and then I realized I can't run, I tried, I can't. It gives me all kind of pain, So I realized that once you stop running, you can't run. So this is the thing, right? As you get older, you have to continuously run. But I can't be saying 27 minutes and 26 minutes and keep improving as I get older. I can't. So what's my regression plan, I think it is quite a conflicting issue, as you get older, because your mind is not trained, nor are you trained to regress, And I think this is the thing, right, that it's easy to get into two pitfalls. One is you don't plan a regression properly and you get into injury. That's very bad. Alternatively is you just give up. You realize, I can't do that timing anymore, or an injury results in you giving up, and then you say, you know what, I can't run anymore. But actually it's not true, If you could do 28 minutes for 5K, you can regress into 30 minutes or 35 minutes or 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Or maybe the distance could be 5K, becomes 4K, becomes 3K, but you're still running, you see. So it's almost like a mirror image of how you started. The first time you run, you may not be able to run 5k even you're young because you're not conditioned, right? Maybe first time you run, you can only run 1k, then you ran 2k, then 3k, then your timing improved. Of course, this whole process when you're younger is very much faster. The attempting to run and then unable to run 1k and 2k and then moving to 5k and then bringing it down to 25 minutes was all within 2 weeks, when you're young. There's no real injury, to speak of, because you're fine the next day, then you don't have an issue. But this is not the same when you're older. So it is the first philosophical concept we need to get your handle on about progressing while regressing. And it's very personal from person to person, so and it's basically you have to listen to yourself and not let your mind think that, oh, I can do this time. You have to ease up on the ego, because if you're going to say, oh, I'm going to do 28 minutes, but you can't means you can't. You see, as I said, you'll either get into injury or you tend to give up because it's not motivating anymore. I have some friends who are elite athletes, they are national runners, but once they reach a certain, they just stop because honestly, their motivation was behind winning the gold medal. But old age health, it doesn't really motivate them that much. So they said, okay, forget it. I don't run. They just stop. So imagine a national elite runner is unable to run now. Because it's not even because he has any injury, but he stopped running for many years, and it's a new norm. You see, your body doesn't do what you don't do, right? You lose it if you don't use it, right? So example is, for me, I was able to, at my prime, able to do 9 pull-ups. Now I can't even do 1, right? So I'm working on this progression now. I think 9 is, I'm not really looking for that, but I want to be able to do 3 pull-ups. And then it's not so much about a big number. I think 3 is, I'm very happy with this. I really want to be able to do this for the long term, because this will help with my shoulder mobility and all that. So yeah.